What you guys, should you stay on Windows 7? Just when you thought Windows 7 was dead, there's still people claiming you can keep it going until 2025. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So don't panic, you can still continue to use Windows 7. And this is the words from people in the comments section of my Windows 7 videos or upgrading videos. There's people claiming that you can continue to use Windows 7 up until 2025, and that is true. I always knew that Zero Patch was out there, and that was an option for people if they wanted to continue to use Windows 7. So why didn't I recommend Zero Patch? Well, I believe that every dog has its day, and Windows 7 has certainly had its day. It's been around for a very long time, since October 2009. So then we had the first initial end of life from Microsoft for Windows 7 back in January 14th, 2020. And that would make that operating system 11 years old already. Now I can tell you that I have cleaned so many PCs from malware with Windows 7 on it. It was super easy to infect, and it used to get infested with malware, and it was a real problem. So security was a major issue for Windows 7 back in them days. But then they offered a lifeline for people that were still using Windows 7. Now, because people were still using Windows 7 and a lot of companies were still using Windows 7, Microsoft offered the Extended Security Update program, and this finished on January 10th, 2023. So now you can see, so that then made that operating system 14 years old. And then obviously companies still dragged their heels and never rolled out updates to Windows 10. And they had plenty of time to start making changes and getting ready for the next operating system. So now we have a new kid on the block called Zero Patch. It's basically offering unofficial updates for Windows 7, Windows Server 2008 R2, a few different versions of Windows 10 and Microsoft Office 2010. Now, Zero Patch is not going to micro-patch every vulnerability, but it's going to concentrate on the important ones, such as those exploited in the wild or those without official vendor patches. These are some of the most popular micro-patches that they're offering. Now, they do a free version here, but you can see here on the description, read through here, and they offer a pro version and an enterprise version. But you can see the free version is the Zero Patch Agent, free patches only, community supported, and then you go on to the pro versions and the enterprise version as well. So you can see here they're offering to fix severe security vulnerabilities in Windows 7 and other operating systems that they've listed on their site. So you could theoretically continue to use this. They're not patching everything, but they are just patching the more dangerous ones, which will be exploited out there in the wild. So that is what Zero Patch can do. It offers 2 more years of critical security patches for Edge, Windows 7, Server 2008 and 2012. So they're offering some lifeline for these particular operating systems that are end of life. Now, as a business, you're probably going to still have to pay to receive these. And it says Zero Patch delivers miniature patches of code, which is micro patches to computers and other devices worldwide in order to fix software vulnerabilities in various or even closed source products. So with Zero Patch, there is no reboots or downtime for patching and no fear that a huge official update will break your production. So it's going to quickly fix 0-day and unpatched vulnerabilities. It'll also fix a bunch of other stuff here, as you can see on the left here. You can read through this information here. But it does give lifeline for a lot of Windows 7 users, especially in businesses that have software that require Windows 7 to run. So if they upgrade to Windows 10, it'll be quite a costly thing for that company to roll out updates to the latest operating systems. And you can see here, Zero Patch does not replace executable files or modify them in any way. It corrects them only in memory, which can be done without relaunching them. So basically, that's what Zero Patch is in a nutshell. Now, if you're still using Windows 7, then surely there comes a time when you're going to have to upgrade to another operating system. Now, a lot of these companies have had plenty of time to make a plan of rolling out a new hardware and new updates to new operating systems, and obviously updating software to run on those old systems. So there's going to come a point of time when Zero Patch will reach its end of life. And Zero Patch have said that unless people support it and use it, then they will end support for Windows 7 at the end of that 2 years. Now, obviously, if it's quite a fruitful business, then they may continue to offer more support for Windows 7 for a few more years. Who knows? Now, another option would be, obviously, to wait until that 2 years is up if you're using Zero Patch and see what versions of Windows 10 Zero Patch offer for support, because they may offer support for Windows 10 for further down the line as well, which means you can still upgrade to Windows 10 on that old system and still use Zero Patch even after end of life officially for Windows 10 is in 2025. Now, you're certainly not going to be able to go up to Windows 11 with that hardware because it would be not supported. But it's just food for thought for those people that are refusing to roll out updates to Windows 10 right now and want to continue to use Windows 7. Now, my personal opinion is to ditch Windows 7 altogether and upgrade to Windows 10. You've still got until 2025. Microsoft will probably extend that for businesses and of the like. So you've got that option available to you. Another option is that by then Zero Patch would probably offer some sort of support for Windows 10, and you can then use Windows 10 with Zero Patch in the future, which would give you another lifeline. So that's my personal opinion, is to use the free updates from Microsoft on Windows 10, and then eventually, once Windows 10 becomes end of life, use the extended security updates from Microsoft if they offer it. If they don't, then look at Zero Patch then, and you can then use it continually to update your system using the Windows 10 options which they have available on their site. Windows 7 has had its day. It's time to move on and put that operating system to bed. It's been a great operating system, but it is old, and Windows 10 is way more secure, and you're getting free updates from Microsoft with Windows 10, so it will save you money in the long run. So what are going to be your biggest concerns for Windows 10 and Windows 11 if you're upgrading? Well, a lot of this is going to be, blown out of proportion by the internet, which is telemetry, privacy, data collection, all this sort of stuff, bloatware in the operating system. And if you've got a modern day computer, you won't even know whether the bloat is in there because it's so fast nowadays, PCs, you don't even notice it. But people make a lot more out of it than you need to online. And I've made videos about debloating Windows and making a Windows Lite version. And I do this because people request these videos. I use, a vanilla operating system on my system. All I do is go into privacy and turn a bunch of privacy settings off, and that is it, and disable some of the stuff I don't need. I don't start going in and completely ripping out components on all of the operating system. I have no need to do any of that on my main system. I just want a system that works and functions properly. And you generally get that when you don't tweak your system and mess around with it, because when you start messing around with things and you do an update, it normally breaks things. And this is what happens quite a lot with people. Anyway, I hope this video has been some sort of use to you. For those people that are still using Windows 7 and wanted a lifeline, this is how you can go about using that lifeline to use Windows 7 still in 2023 up until 2025 if that's what you need to do. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who join my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support, and I'll catch you in the very next video, or I'll catch you on our Discord server for a chat. Bye for now.